Hey YouTube, Jedi Fuka here. In this video, we're going to be talking about my Frost team here in Endgame. The star of my team for damage is going to be good old Drizzt here. He is the free champion that you should have been getting, at least during this event. You can definitely get one copy. I do not have mine inspired, so this is going to be just the base one, and we're going to be plugging him into a Frost team, and he's actually going to be doing the most damage on the team, and we're going to show that off. So real quick, I'm going to have a few videos over Endgame. I'll explain the mechanics in another video and go over some star champions. This video, I'm just going to be showing off this team. I already did the runs, so you see this is what we hit for our daily damage today. Our first day that this came out, I didn't have time to really play, so I just ran quick teams. I barely hit like 40 or 50 mil. Second day, same thing, I didn't really have any time. Slightly tweaked my teams, hit like 70 or 80 mil. But today I had time to actually play with my teams, play with the mechanics, and get things down how we wanted to. And this was me pushing it the best I could with every team. So I'm going to show off this team, and then like I said in other videos, I'll go over this a little bit more. What we're going to do from here is I'm actually just going to run to another dungeon because I already did my runs. So over here I can actually just showcase who's in the team. And then after we talk about it, we will play the video of the run so you guys can see that amazing damage. And we'll go from there. So this is the team here. This is not the lineup that we're going to be using. It just put it here the way it sets up, just the way this thing is. But this is who all we're using. And then inside the other video, you'll be able to see how they're lined up. Over here, we're going to go over the gear real quick, and we're going to talk about the team. Now, for this team here, like I said, Drizzt here, he is my main damage dealer. He barely beat out Oster. Oster also did a ton of damage. Hochadir is to enable them as a Frost team, so we have 3 Frost units to get that synergy there. And then these two are really, really important, as you're going to hear in my other videos of why they're so important. But Megan here, she's an extremely OP rare for this. And the reason why I realize that she is super amazing for this is going to be a few things in her kit. So for one, and this last one here, we get the defense up and the recovery over time. We also get where she can remove the defense penalty. So she's going to be removing that defense penalty from us, and she's going to be giving us defense up and keeping the team alive and keeping us healed. But her A2 is actually really amazing for this, and this is because of this recharge the ultimate energy here. So with the boss, it's going to get these stacks of Dragon Rage that you want to get rid of. It has 4 stacks. The way you get rid of them is either by increasing your ultimate, and instead of increasing your ultimate, it'll actually get rid of the stack until they're gone, or decreasing his ultimate, or using a recharge speed penalty. So those are your 3 ways of getting rid of it, is by increasing your ultimate, decreasing his ultimate, or doing a recharge speed penalty. And what it does is, instead of actually using that effect, it takes away one of the Dragon Rages. Once you've taken all 4 away, then this effect will actually start working on your team. So for Megan here, every time she does a heal and she does that ultimate recharge energy, she's taking a stack away, which is helping our team out massively. Now, the other champion in this, who's going to be the main star and completely dominating the boss, is going to be Ripika's here. Any of you guys who have him, you definitely know how good he is. Use him in this fight. He's insane. And the reason being is he has this one right here, which is going to be every time he hits, he has a 35% chance of reducing an ultimate. He hits 3 times on this, so you can literally take down the bosses, all 3 or all 4 of his things almost in one hit. You take out 3 of them with this on some turns. Megan takes out the other, and then you can still completely manipulate his turn meter, as you guys are going to see in this. So we're going to go through each of these champions, show off their gear, and then we're going to show the run. So Ripika's here. This is how we have him set up. He is my tank for this run, so he's going to be HP, defense. We are using the ancestral set, so he helps take damage for the team. But 2 important artifacts you guys need to know about this when you're setting up your teams. What I'm using for Ripika's here is this one right here, is we get increases the wearer's ultimate by 10% each time he uses his ultimate skill. So this is going to help him cycle that ultimate. It's going to help him keep decreasing the turn meter of the boss, and it's going to keep us alive while simultaneously helping us destroy the boss. Now, another important one is going to be this candle here. If you guys have someone who has a decreased speed penalty or anything like that on the A2, and we're going to talk about this a little more in another video, but this is going to be something else that you should be looking into using on those champions, because it's going to help you out a lot with that. But we'll explain that more in the other videos. So now we're going to get into our damage dealers. We'll start with Hochadir here. He's not massive damage in here. He's more to enable our other Frost peoples. There's a few ways you could try building him. I didn't really build any of my Frost champions with accuracy, which may be a mistake. Tomorrow I might try to change his setup to where he has more accuracy so he lands the Frost, but for now, we're running some crit rate, a little bit of crit damage, not much, and a lot of attack. So Hochadir here, he's going to be our lowest of the 3 damage dealers, but he's going to be putting out quite a bit of damage. You'll see we have a lot of HP, a little bit of defense. You can also like switch this around. You could push up your defense and drop the HP either way, as long as you got that survivability on there to keep them alive for your damage. Now Austri here, he's been one of my favorite champions throughout this game. I pulled him through the horn at the end of season 0. I've used him all the season. I absolutely love this dude. But this is the setup we have him in. We are using the Executioner set and our damage dealers. I've tried this with Gambler sets, but because the boss doesn't have an actual health bar, it seems like the Executioner set breaking defense is doing a lot more for us. So for Oster here, we did as much survivability as we could to make sure he's staying alive for the run. He's got 57,000 HP, 1,700 defense. If you could push the defense up a little bit more, that would help you out a lot. We got that 3,700 attack. I always try to push at least 3,500 attack on my damage dealers and my 100 crit rate, 200 crit damage. And we're using the horseshoe here. Depending on how your setups are, you could also switch for if you have good crit damage and you're still able to meet your crit rate, something like the eyeball on him to get the attack up. But we're going to be using the eyeball on Drizzt here. So Drizzt did end up doing the most damage for me. And as you're going to see, he's not at 100% crit rate. He's only at 86. So for him, we were able to push the HP defense where we needed to keep him alive. Our attack is almost 4,000. I wish I could push that up a little bit more, but that's where we landed. 86% crit rate and 200% crit damage. This guy does insane damage in this fight, as you're about to see. So we're going to go ahead and roll the battle. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And then we'll come back and have a little goodbye talk. Enjoy.
Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Let's have some fun. You can't catch me. Come on. Let's have some. You can't catch me. have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Feel the pain. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. Feel the pain. You can't catch me. Feel the pain. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. You can't catch me. Feel the pain. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. You can't catch me. Feel the pain. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. You can't catch me. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. You can't catch me. Feel the pain. Come on, Wendell. Let's have some fun. You can't catch me. Come on. Let's have some. You can't get me. Come on, whatever. Let's have some fun.
Alright y'all, so as you see, that was the run. I'll pull up the end of the video so that we can kind of look at this a little bit. But we had Drizzt here doing 22 million damage, solid first place on my damage dealer. He really impressed me in this one. This is definitely a place where he could shine that I did not quite expect. And then his Panther does help along with that. So amazing champion, definitely worth having. Hopefully you guys pulled him. Mine is not inspired, so this is a build that anyone can do. Oster came in second, and then Hochadir here, he did decent damage, but he was just mostly there to help enable these two to do more. Next time I'm going to try him with more accuracy to keep that frost up and see how it goes. Now, for those of you who still are sticking around to kind of see the debriefing of this, you will obviously see that Ripicus and Megan are the main people in this team. This duo is amazing. Megan on her A2 doing that turn meter up for your team is helping keep the bosses Dragon Rage or whatever it's called dropped off so that Ripicus can keep controlling that turn meter. And then what Ripicus is enabling this team to do is for, as you see, those attack champions to do 2 rounds of attack every bar on the boss. The first round of attack, I don't try to aim it for the weekend. I know some of you might put that in the comments, but the reason being is because I want them to have it recharged for when the dragon goes down. So the first landing, I don't care where it lands as long as they do it early enough and the boss's life that we're going to be able to still hit the dragon when he's down. Now, if you see every now and then I have to slow down with the attacks, like skip an attack on the early part of the boss because I can tell that they're not going to get it back before the boss is down, and I'd rather get that extra damage out of that. So sometimes we do kind of hold off their attack a little bit, so you got to play around with your teams when you're doing this, and you got to really pay attention. And then for Megan here, the main thing for her is to get her special off right before the boss does his. And what that's going to do is cleanse that decreased defense, give you an increased defense, and give you some heals on your team to keep your team staying up. So for Megan there, she's very super important for this fight. You have to make sure her special is ready at the end. If you have her in enough skill haste with the setup kind of like what I do mixed with Ripicus, you can usually use her special at the beginning of the boss's turn meter, as long as you make sure it's early enough that you can have it at the end. You'll see a few times there, especially early on, where I missed it towards the end of the turn meter because I had used it a little too late early on in the fight. And those are scary moments because it could make your team white, but that was me playing around, seeing how far I could push her to get the double use in with her. So if you play around with her right, you can get double uses every now and then, but mainly make sure she's ready for that final part. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I just really wanted to show off this team. I will have other videos kind of explaining this boss a little bit more, and I appreciate y'all's views. Y'all have a good one.